How you going, guys? Normally we're known for playing with big squirters like these bad boys over 500 pounds an hour. But this time we've got something new in the picture, and we've been playing with a new Ford Ranger EcoBoost. So we've helped Extreme DI come on board and develop this pump. And this would be 25% more flow as well as these injectors. So these are a new drop-in replacement made by Extreme DI. Now these are not your average high flow. These are made with extremely tight tolerance, I should say. Before we fit them on the car to test, we're going to put them on our bench, perform some characterization and see how well they are matched. Now this new bench that we've got has been custom built for us. We can measure down to each milligram per shot of injection pulse. So it's extremely accurate, and we've had all the DI aftermarket brands on here, and I'll tell you what, it's a real eye-opener. A lot of stuff that is claimed isn't, a lot of stuff that they say that is matched is not. So this is our new machine that we've been playing with, and why we got it is because we do a lot of DI stuff these days. It's becoming more and more popular in all the late model stuff. Now normally when we get aftermarket DI injectors, they are porridge. So we're going to put these on and make sure they're within spec. I've got a feeling they will be, because everything out of Extreme DI is spot on. So we're going to run through a few tests on this bench. We're going to do a quick warm-up procedure. Then we're going to do a high load pulse, which is 10 milliseconds. Then we're going to drop it down to 6 milliseconds, which is sort of medium load. And then we're going to do 3 milliseconds and down to idle, which is 0.8. So with this machine, we can actually measure extremely fine tolerances. It's got a mass meter in it. We don't measure volume, we measure mass. And we can measure each injection shot down to the milligram per shot. So we're getting extreme accuracy, and the repeatability of it is within 1% every time. So we know the machine is on board. We've got the injectors on board. We're gonna run a test and see what they're like, and hopefully they're within our spec. So at the moment, we're doing a warm-up procedure. When you get a brand new injector, or even just a second-hand injector you're checking, you need to warm it up. You can't just flow it straight away, because your results are just not right. So we warm it up for a set time, we get the fluid to a set temperature, and then we start running the test. So this is almost done the warm up, and then we're going to start going into the high load. We can go up to 450 bar on this machine. This particular injector, we're running at 200 bar, and then we're going to step it down to 100 bar depending on the test and the load that we want to apply. So, you know, with a direct injection system, you've got variable fuel pressure as well as pulse width. So we want to make sure we've covered all those areas. So this is the high load test. We're shooting for 10 milliseconds at 100 bar of fuel pressure at 1500 strokes a minute, which is 3000 RPM. And you can see, we want these flow rates to be within these two blue lines. That's the margin. So when you've got a matched set of injectors, they're going to be within that. We already know that the first two are already within the margin, so that's bang on. And the following two will also show the same, no doubt. Well, this particular injector here is getting 208 milligrams per pulse. So we're talking killer accuracy, and the resolution is unbelievable. There we go. Have we got a match set? Yes, sir. Perfect. So we just performed a high load test, and now we're going to the 3/4 medium load range. For this test, we've cranked up the fuel pressure to 200 bar. Stand back for this one. See how this one here goes. So far, the first injector's bang within the range, right in the middle of the two lines, so we're good. Flying 177 milligrams per pulse. You know, 200 bar, it's pretty mega pressure. We're talking almost 3000 PSI there. So if you get a tiny little hole in any of these lines, you've got to jump for cover. Don't look what we've done here. Normally this cover needs to go down. So the test is finishing up at the moment. We're just doing the idle stuff. So we're at 0.8 millisecond. But you can see it's only 16 and 15.8 milligrams per shot. It's a tiny amount of fuel we're seeing there. Barely measurable. You can't measure it normally with a regular machine. So we've just completed all our tests. We've done 4 tests per injector, done a warm up, and then 4 load cycles. We've got our high load test. What we're looking for here is we want them all to be within, all the tests to show blue and within the 2 blue lines. So they're all showing as a match set. You can see there's very little difference. Now the values you're seeing here are milligram per shot, so tiny amounts of fuel measured. It just shows you the accuracy of the machine. So we've got our high load, that's at 10 milliseconds, 6 milliseconds our medium to 3/4 load, our medium low, which is 3 milliseconds, and our idle, which is at 0.8 millisecond. And you can see the numbers are very tightly matched. These are a wicked set of injectors, and we can't wait to try them on the Raptor. So we just finished our preliminary testing on the new Extreme DI injectors for the Ford EcoBoost. Guys, keep an eye out. So we've got our upgrade pump and we've got the injectors. We're going to head over to DSR and put them on the car and pump some numbers out of their Raptor and see how far we can go with it.